Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to 9 episode 4. In the last video, we got to see a whole bunch of cats. And that was pretty much it. Other than we got to learn a little bit about this rumored story going around where I guess people are getting like spooked by a ghost. Like something will be like thrown at them and then it will disappear before it actually reaches them. So kind of like an actual ghost situation. Not really sure about all that, and I guess we will slowly learn more about all that. But yes, cats. Very similar to episode 3, but definitely a longer scene with the cats, and we got to see Yuki sort of open up, you know, very much so, more so than ever. So that was really nice. And apologies for ending the last recording session off really abruptly. I was out of time over the weekend. I was doing some sim racing stuff. That's sort of my hobby. It was a big race. By the way, I won. So I'm recovering, but I'm also ready to jump back in here with some more 9. Oh yeah, they were totally absent.
別に何か意図があったわけじゃない。九条はバイト。今日はシフト入れてなかったけど、最近遅刻したりしてたから、穴埋め的な感じで入れたって。
ああ、バルハラソサイエティの活動のせいね。彼女のスケジュール、これからはちゃんと配慮しないと。
Honestly, we've kind of like disregarded her work schedule, I think in both episode 2, definitely episode 3.
だな。空はまあ、確かに俺、過保護だな。暴走してるかもしれないユーザーを探すぞ。とはちょっとな。
ありがとう。納得した。
別に今から2人で行く必要もない。というか、みんなで行くべきなんだろうけどな。
気になってじっとしていられない？
だな。
気持ちはわかる。はるかを呼び戻す？
No, I think she needs to rest because she was the only one using her powers today, and we don't want anyone to push themselves.
いや、せっかくできたポジティブなイメージを壊したくない。先輩ちょっとネガティブなところがあるから余計なことしてマイナス方向に傾けたくないんだよな。
はるかは奇跡を起こせる。裏を返せば
Yeah,
最悪も
definitely. We saw not necessarily a disaster, but things going into a wacky direction. Like, I think it was like my 3rd video for episode 3. If you guys go back to it, like I was taken aback. Like nothing was really going on. I wasn't really commentating, but then like all of that just kind of sprung up out of nowhere, and I was like, hey, yo, wait, huh? Excuse me? What's going on?
だな。だから先輩には
So anything can happen,
ポジティブな
basically.
ままでいてほしい。ノアも楽しんでいたからそのまま一日を終えてほしいってのもあるんだが。
問題ない。むしろ声をかけてくれなかったら拗ねてた。
さすがに単独行動はリスクが高いからな。
そうね、避けるべき。行きましょう。
ああ。
He's learned a little bit since episode 2, trying to face off against Ghost by himself. We try walking around the station. There are kids coming home from clubs and adults coming home from work. This area is quite populated. Someone would likely notice if that user were to show up here, but
異変なしね。
人気のない場所を重点的に回ってみるか。
そうしましょう。
we proceed from the main street to the back alleys. At this time of the day, however, any street close to the station is going to have its fair share of people. Thought I heard like a crack somewhere. I'm trying to like figure out where that was. There's always noises here in my room. We end up taking a path away from the station, and as if it were inevitable, we end up near the shrine. I guess things are always going to be tied to this place, huh? There is the fact that there's simply nobody around, and it's easy to run amok here since it's a bit far away from the Naruse residence. It's also where the sacred relic is enshrined, and it holds some mystic power to draw in users. As we pass by the shrine, Noa stops in her tracks.
なんか見つけたか。
Oh, by the way, I think we're going to slowly but surely begin to refer to everybody by their first name. I think we already are for Kosuka. We definitely are here for Yuki. So, actually, I don't know about Kosuka, but regardless, we're probably eventually going to get on a more friendly level with everybody, which makes sense. We're trying to be more, you know, I guess, trusting of everybody more than ever, keep everybody closer together. than in previous episodes.
気のせいかもしれないけれど、今一瞬
I look around us. Nothing seems out of the... no.
やっぱり気のせいだったかもしれない。あそこに人がいたように見えたんだけれど。
気のせいじゃない。俺も見た。
I mean, I didn't see
す
anything.
ぐ消えちまったけど。
二人とも見たということは、
幽霊じゃなければユーザーで確定だ。
ちょうど人の流れが途絶えた。タイミングとしてはおあつらえ向きね。
多少は無茶もできるが、
そうね。すぐに姿を消されては無茶もしようがない。
レナ、
I kind of, constantly forget that we have this ability.
あ
It's not Ghost, it's Lena.
一緒に警戒頼む。
ああ、任せとけ。
見つけた。3時の方向。こ
3時。どっち？
っち。
Noah tugs my body into a different direction. Hey, yo. There they are. Standing in the middle of the stairs leading to the shrine. A hunchback man. He seems around my age, maybe a little older. His face is expressionless. His lifeless eyes are looking straight at us. He doesn't seem to be coming to attack us. The only thing he's doing is staring at us. And goodbye. He vanishes off somewhere.
周囲にはいない。
神社行ってみようぜ。
ああ、
Well, we found the ghost. Now we need to find the source. We climb up the short staircase into the shrine grounds. Oh, there they are. There he is. Just like a second ago, he's staring right at us.
なんだあいつ。気持ち悪いな。
So, obviously, we've never encountered this scenario before, and it could be because we don't have Yoichi going around killing people and taking their artifacts. So, this is going to be a little different.
少なくとも敵意はなさそうだな。
As I converse with Lena, the man vanishes again, but this time he reappears in a spot not far away that's still within our line of sight. Sure enough, he continues to stare at us.
目的がわからねえ。ただただ気味が悪いな。
Yeah, nothing violent, nothing aggressive. It's very just weird.
飛びかかってくるって話だったけど、そんな気配もないよな。
気がついたのだけど、
ああ、
彼、体透けてない？
Like a ghost.
Eh?
I mean, I kinda noticed it. Yeah, there we go. I inspect him closely. Yeah.
透けてる。
マジか。ユーザーじゃなくてガチモンの幽霊？
嘘でしょ？
Is Yuki getting scared?
また消えやがった。
Yep. Noah screams and grabs onto my arm.
どこ？いなくなった？消えた？
いや、あっち。お前のこと見てんぞ。
So this actually could be a case where
何お前。
it is a
オカルトダメ
user,
なタイプ？
but their power is making them go berserk and they're like kind of vanishing from existence in a similar way to Sora.
無理無理無理無理無理。絶対無理。
マジかよ。キャラ維持すんの忘れるレベルでダメなのかよ。
ダメなんじゃなくて、嫌いなだけ。
That means you're bad with it. I'm not really that much of a fan with like scary games, for example, or scary movies or anything like that. I don't know. I mean, I just can't handle it, and I also don't really like them. So they are kind of two separate things, but they do correlate.
ガチビビリじゃねえか。
I mean, there are some like things in the scary genres that I can enjoy. It's just that I can't handle it. At least I'm honest about it.
こういうの平気そうだと思ってたから意外だな。
こいつの素を出すの。猫もふらせるよりホラー映画見せた方が早いだろ。
やってみる？
やるわけないでしょ。また消えた。
そんなにビビらんでも。
Come on, in a world, well, now truly in a world where we have powers and such, this shouldn't really be too, like, strange and odd.
ビビってない。少し怖いだけ。
ダメだこいつ。使い物にならね
Lena lets out a sigh. I mean, if we figure out what's going on, I'm sure we'll be okay. That guy is definitely transparent, though. If he's a real ghost, coming across him plus being in an empty shrine at night is freaking me out a little, too. Still, there's a 9 out of, of course, 9, duh. There's a 9 out of 10 chance that he is a user. He's half transparent and has a weak presence. If he's not actually disappearing and it's simply a matter of us losing sight of him, then that would mean he's got an ability similar or exactly the same as Sora. But either way, we don't know what this guy is trying to do.
ソフィーいるか
And we're sure that this is Sophie, right?
いや落ち着けソフィーだから幽霊じゃないから
Yeah, as creepy as Sophie may look here, it's just Sophie.
珍しくうろたえてるわね。ま、その子はどうでもいいのよ。
Her eyes go from Noah to the disappearing, reappearing, half-transparent man.
ユーザーだよな
ええ、そうね。わかりにくいけれど、
Oh,
首のあ
yep,
た
I
りを
see
よ
it.
く見て。
Okay, yeah, I see that little glow. I thought that was a part of his, like, transparent deal thing here, but yep.
スティグマ
ほぼ全身に広がっていると見て間違いなさそうね。
暴走したユーザーで確定ってわけだ。
人間
そうよ。ただの人間。
Yep, nothing to be scared of. Yep, she's good. Noah finally lets go of me. She just needed that
ただの人間と
reassurance.
分かれば恐れることなど何もない。
What a quick transition.
今さらカッコつけられてもな。
不意打ちだったからちょっと混乱し
A
ただけ。
little confused, huh?
別に怖いとかそういうわけじゃないから。
いやさっき怖いって言ってたけどな。
のんきね。じゃれ合うのは後になさい。
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a case on our hands here if we're gonna try and save this guy.
あの子、逃げないわね。こっちに戻ってこられなくなってしまったのよ。今目にしているのはあの子の魂だけ。
What the?
魂だ。
じゃああれガチでマジの幽霊ってことか？
Uh-oh. Yep, there we go. Right back to it. Noah slides over and clings to me. Jeez, she's an open book.
幽霊に近い存在ってところね。おそらく目撃情報のあった昨日の時点ではちゃんと戻ってこられたんでしょうね。けれど今は私にもわからないどこか別の場所から抜け出せなくなってしまっている。おそらくもう普通の人間にはあの子の姿は見えない。いずれこちらの世界とのつながりも完全に断たれて誰からも認識されなくなるでしょうね。
This sounds very similar to Sora's
ど
deal.
うすれば助けられる
あの子はもう炎に焼かれているのよ。あなたが守ってあげるには遅すぎる。あとはもう死を待つだけ。手遅れよ。
Oh, don't say
どうに
that.
もできない。
Don't say that.
強いてできることがあるとすれば
教えてくれ
楽にしてあげること。それだけよ。
That's not what he wanted to hear.
楽に
I can hear a heavy thump in my heart. I braced for the worst once before, back at that fire. Even so, I can't keep myself calm. I'm feeling regret about what I tried to make Noah do all over again.
わかった俺がやる
かける。
救いたいさできればけれどソフィーが言うなら本当にないんだろうだったら俺がやる
I don't think we're necessarily taking his life here. His life's already gone.
綺麗事だけじゃ前に進めないのなら俺も覚悟を決める
Though I guess you could say that I'm basically... That argument that I'm making is the same as like, alright, this guy is dying here at the hospital, let's pull the plug or something like that without his consent.
わかった。
I love moral dilemmas.
なあソフィー。
何？
あいつは魂だけだ。魂だけがかろうじてこっち側にいる。
ええ、そうね。
それなら大将、俺をうまく使え。炎のあいつの時みたいにな。
来い
I stick out my right arm. Well, so much for that. Lena turns goopy and clings to my arm. She wraps around my whole arm from my shoulder to my fingertips. Okay, the illusory body coats my flesh. Now my hand, my fist, will reach his soul.
幻体のガントレット。それがあなたの武器。
本当に器用ね。幻体の扱い、私より上手じゃないかしら。
Yeah, I guess we've learned a few things over the past few episodes, but mainly he is utilizing what he used back at the school in now multiple ways.
どうも
And a rare display of approval, Sophie compliments me. A compliment that I'm none too thrilled about. I've learned how to kill someone. No way would I be happy about that.
次に消えて現れた時仕掛ける
Right after I say that, the man disappears. I quickly search and find him. I close the distance between us. Can I end it in one shot? Or will I have to punch him multiple times? I really hope he'll go down easy. I'm less terrified about the man suffering and more terrified about having to wail on someone who won't fight back if need be. I'm thinking only of myself this late in the game. And no, that's fair, honestly. What a selfish, ugly side of me I'm showing. It won't even take me 10 seconds to reach the man. This whirlwind of thoughts, emotions, and self-loathing swells inside of me.
許せよ
Kill him now. Don't try to ask him for forgiveness. He's not really even here, like physically. As I rebuke myself, I clench my fist, reel it back, and load my maelstrom of emotions into the illusory body. And is he gone? My clenched fist bursts through the man almost too easily. He doesn't writhe in pain, he just stares. His hollow eyes simply stare straight at me. He's probably not conscious of any of this.
飛び回っていたのは自分に気がつく人間を探していたからか俺たちから逃げなかったのは今も見つめているのはこうして欲しかったからかなんて考えるのは都合よすぎかごめんな救えなかった
Yeah, that's probably gonna eat at him. His soul begins to disperse. He vanishes, unable to leave any words behind. I've killed him. A small silver item glitters where the man once stood. It's his artifact. I guess it's back on this side now that it's lost its owner, huh? I'm not going to talk out my ass about using this to mourn his death or whatever. I'm going to use this simply for me, excuse me.
それは私がもらうわね。
God damn it, I kind of forgot where we were. Once I try to pick it up, shadows shroud my vision. Damn it, the artifact.
はーい、こんばんは。
イリス
The artifact hangs in her devilishly grinning mouth. And then, as if showing off, she gobbles it down.
ごめんなさいね。せっかく頑張ったのに、戦利品をかすめ取ったりしちゃって。
Yeah, that was a really hard mental battle.
まさか、あなたと直接話をする日が来るなんてね。
Yeah, wait a minute, is this a first?
そうね。私の代わりに片付けてくれたおかげで、新しいおもちゃが手に入った。
I wonder what the power was.
あいつを暴走させたのもまたお前か
抑えなさい。減退なんて殴るだけ無駄よ。殴りたいのなら気が済むまで殴らせてあげてもいいわよ。
Oh, I don't think that would help all that much.
さっさと失せろ
もう用はないし、そうするわ。ああ、そうだ。大事なことを忘れていた。
んだよ
あなたのアーティファクトって、もしかしてオーバーロード？
Come on, Kakeru, we don't have to answer that question.
知らねえな
ありがとう。よくわかった。
Well, we basically just told her yes.
知らないふりしたいなら動揺しちゃダメよ。さて、参ったわね。半分冗談のつもりではあったんだけれど、本物なら欲しいわね。でも殺して奪うのは難しいかしら。
Yeah, especially since we can do our own jumping around between branches.
やってみろよ
あら、大した自信。やっぱり無理そうね。ま、おとぎ話通りのスペックなら当然か。さてと、今度こそ本当に退散するわ。また会いましょう。
Well, that was strange. Seeing two of the same, you know, little sprite, even so they are different characters. I strike my illusory body-clad fist against the ground.
おちょくりやがって。
イーリスが裏で糸を引いていた。彼のアーティファクトを手に入れるために。
I guess we should have expected that things would be connected in that direction. Shoot, even I predicted that, yeah, she's probably gonna run around and make people go berserk with their artifacts.
でしょうね。
たったそれだけのために。
その次も
So I
きっ
wonder,
と救えない。
do we jump to the past? Do we try to save this guy?
こんな言い方をしたらよかったのよ、これで。全員救う。そんな綺麗事、どうせいつかは破綻するのだから。割り切りなさい。すべては救えない。理想を追い求めて、時を遡り何度もやり直し続けたら、
And that is
いずれ
true.
必ず
The more
壊れるわ
jumping
よ。
back you do to try and save everybody will actually just, you will lose your sense of time and place.
あなたを失うわけにはいかない。だから割り切りなさい。オーバーロードをもってしても、あなたは万能じゃない。
よかったとはとても言えない。けど覚悟は決まった。イーリスは必ず倒す。命をおもちゃにするあいつだけは必ず。
覚悟。
Noa murmurs to herself. Upon closer inspection, there is a cold sweat across her forehead.
僕に決めたつもりだったのに。今はっきりと分かった。
Yeah, we've got some work to do. I'm not gonna, say that this is the end, by any means, or that we're screwed. I do think that Yuki can definitely better prepare herself now that she's kind of seen what we kind of have to deal with here.
私にはまだできていなかった。
And that's okay. We will get there. We will be ready.
震えてる。人の死をまた目の当たりにしてただ見ていただけなのに怯えている。イーリス、せっかく相まみえたのに、せっかくチャンスを得たのに動けなかった。 G オーダーを発動できなかった。
Actually, I don't even think she'd be able to do anything with it because that was an illusory body. Her soul wasn't here.
正しい判断よ。中途半端に仕掛けたら警戒されるだけ。
判断なんてしてない。思考停止していただけ。もう無様な姿は見せられない。私も覚悟を決める。次にイーリスと対峙した必ず仕留める。
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to it.
次も限
Let's see
界
it
で
happen.
現れてくれれば楽だけれど、サツキとの同調はどこまで進んでいるのかしらね。
もう迂闊なことはしないかもな。俺のヘマのせいでオーバーロードのことを知られてしまった。
うまくごまかしてもどうせいつかはバレていたわよ。問題は打てる手があまりにも少ないことね。
余一は
接触した気配はない。私が知り得た限りではだけれど。
Yeah, I mean, this could have been somebody that did indeed die in all the previous branches. Somebody that we never knew about. Somebody that was never discovered or something, that was petrified or killed in another way, so Yoichi can get his artifact.
二人が組んだら
Who knows what ability it was, but Yoichi did have quite a
そうなる
few.
前になんとかしないと。
そうね。まあ今後の方針はおいおい考えるとして。ノア、
ええ、
時間はある？
なくても作る。このまま帰れない。
そう。じゃあ話してあげる。私のことをね。
Alright. Yeah, I guess we're filling her in. Which is nice. I think that's very fair.
簡単に言ってしまえば私もイーリスなのよ。つまり同一人物。
生物の影響か何かで分裂した？
そうじゃない。
We move the conversation to my room. We're technically here for Sophie to explain things to Noah, but I don't really know much about Sophie and Iris myself. Given that, I listen attentively to what Sophie has to say. Plus, us being here and not at the shrine is probably a good thing. We're more in our territory, less in enemy territory.
約1000年前、自分のものにした挙句、他のアーティファクトを手に入れるために暴れ回ったのがあのイーリス。
Right. I mean, that's how I was thinking of it. You know, obviously, Sophie is the one that did things correctly. Iris was like, I don't like this position I'm in anymore, and decided to kind of stray off the path of, well, doing the right thing.
私の選択で運命が枝分かれた。互いに干渉できないほどに大きく。
That's interesting. It's actually so interesting that Sophie's is what branched off fate, and what Iris did is, well, that's history.
その結果、二人の私が生まれた。というわけ。
だから同じ姿、同じ声。
Is it actually the same voice actor? I wonder. I don't know if it's two different people or if it actually is the same. Because they do sound alike, and I definitely fell for it in episode 3.
永遠に交わることはないと思っていたのに。まさかこんな形でもう一人の自分とご対面することになるなんてね。
That was a lovely little freeze there. My computer's doing some stuff right now, so it's like, should I be recording right now? Why not?
おまけに
It makes it more
同じ
interesting.
原体を使ってこちらに来ているなんて。もっとも同じ人間なんだからセンスが一緒なのは当然だけれど、私のふりをして騙そうとするかもしれない。今後は十分に気をつけて。
分かった、そうする。
私については以上よ。話すべきことはもう話したのだけど、
However,
一応責任は感じているのよ。私の尻拭いをあなたたちのような子供にさせることになってしまった。
it makes for an interesting story.
他の世界への過干渉は避けたかったけれど、せめて質問には答えるわ。
個人的な興味になってしまうけれど。
何でもいいわよ。答えられるかはわからないけれど。
I do appreciate Sophie being a lot more open about everything now that, well, we kind of know what's going on. And through that, I can understand her position before being a little, you know, hesitant, apprehensive in regarding, you know, telling us anything because we weren't really in the right place to know a whole lot. It really was a situational, you know, sort of thing, case by case.
1000年前に何が起こったのか詳しく知りたい。今回のように2つの世界がつながってしまったことが発端なの。
もともとつながっていたのよ。当時は文明レベルにかなり差があったのよね。魔術の恩恵を受けていた私たちからしてみれば、あなたたちは貧しいお猿さんだった。
Hey, thanks.
ああ、なんか納得した。ナチュラルに上から目線なのはそのせいか。
Yeah, I mean, she always did seem like she was on top of us. I mean, through knowledge, experience, yeah, probably, but damn.
それは
To call us
単
a
純に
bat.
私が長く生きすぎているせいよ。10分の1どころか、下手したら100分の1以下でしょ。圧倒的年下に生意気なこと言われるとムカッとくるのよね。
確かに。1000年生きてる人にタメ口聞いてる俺、何様なんだって思えてきたな。
No, I definitely understand, and while I don't respect it, I can definitely understand the position that she's coming from.
今さら敬語なんて使われても気持ち悪いけれど、大半がこちらの世界に渡ってしまったの。そのせいで大混乱が起こった。
And the rest is history.
それが1000年前の最悪の発端ね。
こちらの世界の人間の方が生物に適性を持っていた。
どうかしらね。怪しいと思ってるのよね。いくらなんでも偏りすぎていたから。
意図的だった。
まさかこっちの世界の人間でアーティファクトの性能を試そうとしたとか。
もっと単純よ。
Okay.
こっちの世界にアーティファクトを捨てようとした。
Oh, alright. Well, I like Kakeru's idea more.
捨てる？
That
なんでだ
really
よ
makes things
せっ
deep.
かく作ったのに。
This, however,
魔術は才能のある人間にしか使えなかった。なぜ地位にしがみつくだけの、ただ魔術が使えるだけの無能に、この私が従属しなければいけないんだって。
this was the branching point.
それが運命の分かれ道。アーティファクトを着服した私は、その力に酔いしれた。
I mean, in reality, yeah, there's a lot of unfair situations that we get placed in by those of higher status. we all can think of many examples where we're, in that sort of position, but we all kind of just roll with it because what are we going to do? Are we going to break the law? Are we going to try and become a bad guy to get back at those who've done us wrong? No, we suck it up because life is unfair. We're always put into unfair situations, and that's just how it is. If anything, those unfair situations allow us to grow as a person, and maybe that allowed Sophie to become a better person than Iris ever could be.
さらなる力を求めてアーティファクトをかき集めた。時には人を殺して奪って。
An obvious example is going off and killing people. Again, once you do crimes such as that, you take the lives of others, there's really no going back. And Sophie has never had to cross that line, supposedly. Therefore, she is able to, I guess, continue on her life in a way that Iris no longer could.
数えきれないほどの罪を犯して、誰にも支配されない存在になって、もう一人の私はこう呼ばれるようになった。最悪の魔女、イーリス。
たった一つでも暴走すれば自我を失う生物を。
Well, these people are, they're of a totally different, type of people. Humans? Is that even, like, applicable here?
それが厄介なことに、あの女、正気なのよ。
That can be a little, subjective.
こちらの世界の人間よりも、私たちの魂は強い。
Okay, that's what I was trying to imply there. I couldn't think of the proper words to use to describe them.
それを差し引いても、私には才能があったよね。おかげで聖女なんて恥ずかしいにも程がある二つ名で呼ばれる羽目になった。
Yeah, I'd hate to have that going on for me.
本当に嫌だったからソフィーティアと名前を変えたんだけど、ま、その話はいいわね。
Yeah, that was a very strange bit of Sophie lore, but okay.
セフィロトは危険なアーティファクトを管理するために私が作った組織。その私が好き放題アーティファクトを乱用していたら示しがつかないでしょ。
厳重に管理しているからこそソフィーでも手続きが必要ってことか。
理解してくれた？
ああ、十分に。
考えてみれば1000年前も今回もあなたたちは私たちの世界のいざこざのとばっちりを受けているだけよね。
It's all good. Again, it makes for an interesting story.
質問だけじゃなくて文句も受け付けるわよ。イライラしないで聞いてあげる。
Are we allowed to beat up the illusory body that you have here? Just to express our anger?
文句言ってもな。
Iris already gave us that
怒ってしまっ
opportunity.
たのは仕方ないし。
今回に限っては完全に私のせいよ。
いや、地震はソフィーのせいじゃないだろう。ただの事故、つうか災害だし。
Unless...
そもそも1000年前のことだろ。ぶっちゃけ途方もなさすぎて何の感情も湧いてこないっつうか。
罪があるのはイ
God
ギリス
damn,
の
my
方。
poor fucking computer.
世界を正そうとしたあなたを責めるのは筋違い。
I hope you guys are able to see these little, like, teeny lockups here. I'm trying to install something. So this tells me, do not play any game of any variety and try to record it if there's an installation going on with my computer.
物分かりがいいの
We're
も
learning
困り
together,
ものね。
gamers.
責められたかった？
その方が楽な時もある。
白蜜川の住人としては1000年も祀ってる神様を責めるなんて恐れ多くて無理だな。
やめなさいよそれ。神様とか言われると自分の年齢を実感しちゃって嫌になるのよね。
She gestures with her hands like she's shrugging and heaves a sigh.
今日はこのくらいにしておきましょう。喋りすぎて疲れたわ。
Again, these Sophie conversations do take up a lot of time.
話してくれて。
Probably because they're usually information dumps.
他に聞きたいことがあればそのうち答えてあげるわ。それじゃあね、十分に気をつけなさい。あの性悪女がいつ仕掛けてくるかわからないから。
待って、最後に。
何？
Oh. Noah's stigma appears in her eye. What are we doing here? She's activating her ability.
イーリスとあなたが同一の存在ならば試してみても。
ああ、そういうこと。ええ、いいわよ。
ありがとう。危害を加えるようなことはしないから安心して。
そこは信用してるわよ。
I don't even think we can. Not through the illusory bodies, right?
あら、
どう？
面白いわね。届いたわよ。世界を超えて私に。
ありがとう。つかめた。
That's a good bit of experimenting there. We never tried that in any of the other branches. Yuki kind of just kept her power to herself. The stigma vanishes from her eye.
もっと思い切りやってもよかったのに。
責められたがっていたからほんの少しだけ願いを叶えてあげただけ。本気で裁くつもりはない。
そう。ま、なんでもいいわ。それじゃあね。おやすみなさい。
Yep, bye-bye.
おやすみなさい。
As soon as Noah answers, Sophie disappears into the spatial rift.
今のって。
ええ、試してみた。G オーダーは捉えた。ソフィーの魂を。ならば彼女と同じ存在であるイーリスの魂も G オーダーならば撃てる。
Okay, we're more than confirming that can actually go down this time around. Obviously, we saw a little bit of that whenever we jumped back into episode 3, but this most definitely confirms it.
考えてみればそうだよな。多分とか言ってないでソフィーで試させてもらえばよかったのか。
興味深い話も聞けたし有意義な時間だった。1000年前の因縁断ち切るのが私たちの使命ね。
そうだな。ソフィーはソフィーなりに悩んでいるみたいだ。あんな殊勝な態度初めて見たかもしれない。
Yeah, she was very open this time around, very unlike her.
知り合って日が浅いから彼女の人となりは私にはわからないけれど
Oh, we've known her for quite a while.
誰しも
For me, more than a year, I
後
think.
悔や罪の意識。私だけ殻に閉じこもってはいられない。あとは私の覚悟と決意だけ。
あまり無理すんなよ。って水を差すのは空気読めてなさすぎるな。俺にできることがあれば何でも言ってくれ。
Yeah, we gotta work together
明
here.
日時間をもらえる？試してみたいことがある。
Oh, definitely.
わかった。みんな呼ぶか？
あなただけでいい。まだ他の人に見せるのはためらいがある。
Hey, fine by me. This is your show this time around.
見せるって何を？
まだ秘密。
Okay. She stands up, carrying her bag.
帰る。今日はお疲れ様。
お疲れさん。
あまり気に病まないで。彼を楽にしてあげたこと正しかったと思う。
そう思いたいな。
もし気分が落ち込むようなことがあれば連絡して。真夜中でも構わないから。
Damn, Yuki's a real one.
ああ、
But she also understands, I think, just a smidge.
どうしても寝られなかったらそうするよ。
Obviously, it's not her fault for the death of her sister. She didn't have to put her sister out of her misery or anything, though it was such an unfortunate circumstance of how her sister died. And she probably feels responsible. I think that's literally what she said, that she does feel responsible for the death of her sister. And saying, you know, if I did this, if I did that, or whatever. But here it's like, we had one way of going about it, and we chose to do it. So it is a similar but different situation, and it is nice that we have Yuki who, you know, is somewhere in the same vicinity that is able to offer a helping hand, a little bit of support. Hey, yo. I'm down with that kinda. She smirks and walks away toward the entryway.
それじゃあ
送っていこうか。
必要ない。人の多い道を選ぶ。
そっか。わかった。
Yeah, can't be too
お
careful.
邪魔しました。おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。ノアも無理すんなよ。何かあった時は一人で何とかしようとせずに頼ってくれ。
Yeah, let's not lead ourselves into another episode 1 situation. That was very depressing. Let us depend on each other, work together, and train together. Don't go it alone. I walk out to the hallway, see her out, and close the door.
気に病まないで。
I want to put it out of my mind, but I can't. Today I killed someone. I crossed that line. I crumple to my knees, the strength sapped from my body. Now that I'm all by myself, I guess the thread keeping me together has been snipped. My body is shaking. I'm fucking freezing. I want to redo it all for myself to erase this guilt. I don't think we should. Because as Sophie said, you really can't save everyone. And maybe you can. Maybe you can actually line all the pieces up. You can go through, learn exactly what you need to do in that very, very specific order to get everything done. And maybe also you can't. Maybe you lose out on some of the things that you could have had to make things a whole lot better for everybody else. Because you also have to think of the rest of the team here. I don't know. I mean, it's a really tough spot to be in. But I think Kakeru is doing all he can. He has a good mentality. I really do think so. Wanting to save everyone, I think that's even ridiculous. When he first said it, I was like, really? Are we really going to try that out? Like, are we going to try and go out of our way to potentially fight Yoichi? To fight the guy and maybe save the guy that went berserk? It's a lot that you can't really expect to be done. But so far, so good. But now that we have all of these oddities that are springing up, it makes things a little bit more difficult when we're already trying to do something that I'm seeing is pretty impossible, and that's defeating Iris once and for all.
もう連絡したらさすがに呆れられるな。
I crack a dumb joke and force a smile. I desperately try to recompose myself. I have to press forward as much as I can. There might be some things that only I can do as I am now. I have to carry this tremendous sense of guilt and move on. If anything, it should push him even more towards defeating Iris, more so than ever. Now that we live in a world where I wouldn't say he killed him. He was already practically dead. That's a really rough spot, honestly. It is very difficult to imagine that sort of position, and really his goals overall. Alright, we'll wrap it up there, and I will choose another save spot here. I split this into 2 recording sessions because I'm still, as I said in the beginning, with everything I did this weekend, I am kind of recovering and also not feeling my best. So I kind of called it halfway through this video, but no, I'll be okay, and we'll continue along here as we see how we're going to continue to tackle things, because it's obviously completely different, totally different events that we have going on. Iris is very much aware of us, more so than ever, and she's trying to pull some wacky tricks out of her sleeve in order to fuck with us. And I really, really hope that whatever bad end we may fall towards, it's not as crazy as what we saw in episode 3. That shit was very, very fucked. Anyways, thank you all for watching this one. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.